All right, welcome. My name is Elisa Moore, and I'm going to address common spray painting problems and how to fix them. The first problem needs to address is the air quality where you're painting. So you might want to build yourself a spray booth if you're painting indoors. It's very simple. It's just a box. You can actually use a cardboard box, and you'll need something to suck the air out. I have a video, and I'm going to link to it here, and we'll show you what you need to do. You also need a mask. Soft silicone is good to protect your face so that you don't get any marks and you don't breathe any overspray. Now, a common problem is dripping. So to avoid dripping, first with your can, practice spraying even lines until you're able to do that. Another common problem is either dust on the surface that you're painting, so make sure you wipe it off, or the need to prime it. You might need a primer. You might need to sand the area. If it's rough, those orange areas I've primed with a spray paint primer on this car hood before I paint it. And the areas that I don't want to paint, I've taped off with painter's tape to prevent the spray from getting on those areas. So you want to protect your surface. Anywhere you don't want to get paint, you need to tape it off. Anywhere you're going to paint, if the surface is too smooth, you need to dust it off, you need to sand it off, or maybe prime it. For example, with this primer, you can get white primer as well, depending upon what you're going to paint on top of it. So when you're painting an object with spray paint, try to do even strokes. Hopefully you've practiced previously those even strokes on a piece of paper. And when you're painting an object, don't put too much paint on it, because what you'll get is drips. Go even, let the coat dry, and do another thin coat. That's the best way to get an even overall texture with no drips. Now, if you do get a drip, there are a couple of workarounds. You can wait till that drip dries, and then you can sand it. Here I purposely created a drip. Or you can spray a little clear spray paint on it while it's dripping and spread it out. In this case, I'm using water-based spray paint, so I just used a little water in a spray bottle. You can also, when the drip is dry, sand it with a little sandpaper. But there are very creative things you can do by purposely creating spray paint drips. So for example, I sprayed down a little extra paint there, and then I went in there with some clear coat, and I was actually able to move that paint around and create a galaxy effect. And then I could spread it around with the clear coat and put a transparent layer over it, and I get a very nice galaxy effect. Now, one important thing to avoid is orange peel. Orange peel is when you're spray paint, you spray one color over another, and it kind of roughs up, it doesn't look good, it has some kind of a chemical reaction. To avoid the orange peel effect, you need to be aware which brands do not mix. And sometimes the same brand, if you let it dry and then you spray over it with another layer, can create the orange peel effect as well. So you want to do all your spraying at the same time so the whole thing dries together. And if possible, use either compatible brands of spray paint that you've tested before or the same brand of spray paint. On this car, for example, I used all Duplicolor brand spray paint and Duplicolor gloss, and that avoids the orange peel effect. Now, if I were to bring it to a auto body shop for them to gloss it, I want to make sure that the chemicals in the gloss that they use are compatible with the paint that I used to spray paint my car. So that's just something to look out for. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any more questions about common spray painting problems, just email me, Elisa Moore, at spraypaintartsecrets@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to help you. Ciao.